Well, howdy there, Internet people. It's Bo again. So, today we're going to talk about asking the right question and whether or not we have fallen into the habit of trying to get the right answer to the wrong question, because it seems to be occurring a lot, especially in national discussions. Debating an irrelevant question, that in and of itself is not a big deal. The problem is that when it happens on a national level, the right question, the question that actually needs to be answered, well, that gets overlooked. So I'm going to present you with a story. And you tell me whether or not the right question is being asked. There's a woman. We're going to say her name is Alexandra Peterson. Alexandra, she's a reporter. She lives in this apartment. And the people below her, well, they're up to something nefarious, something illegal. It doesn't really matter what it is, but they're doing something wrong. Local law enforcement finds out about it, and they decide to dispatch a SWAT team. And when the SWAT team goes in, well, they use too much force. And they wind up blowing up Alexandra's apartment in the process. And then local law enforcement walks out and says, you know what? Alexandra's a reporter. She probably knew what was happening downstairs. She knew. And then the country debates whether or not Alexandra knew. That doesn't seem like something that would happen, not in this context, right? I mean, that would be ridiculous. You generally don't hold collateral responsible for becoming collateral. That doesn't even make sense. The question is not whether or not Alexandra knew about what was happening in her building. The question is, why did the SWAT team use too much force? Why was the SWAT team so willing to accept the additional damage? That's the question. That's the question that needs to be discussed. I'm not sure when we crossed over into the idea that not just is all of the additional damage okay, but those who suffer it, well, it's their fault. That doesn't sit right with me. I don't think that's the right question. I don't think that when a nation begins debating that amongst themselves, rather than discussing the obvious problem of too much force being used, I don't think that sits well for the future of that nation either. It has lost sight of things that should matter. If the entire United States is debating whether or not Alexandra knew, nobody is paying attention to the fact that the SWAT team used too much force. I think that there might be a lesson in that for the entire country right now, because there are a lot of things being debated, there are a lot of questions being asked, and almost none of them are the right question. Anyway, it's just a thought. Y'all have a good day.